Professor Pallas here with the weekly wrap-up for week 14. Our class survey this week focused on the concept of pediatric obesity. As always, there was no correct answer. We're simply gathering your opinions as a class. Obesity is the most common nutritional disorder affecting children and adolescents in the developed world. Pediatric obesity is caused by a combination of factors, including excessive food consumption, excessive drinking of high-calorie sweetened beverages, a lack of exercise or physical activity, and genetic factors. Of these choices, our survey was measuring to see, in your opinion, which you thought would be the easiest to modify. 10% of the class thought that the easiest to modify was to reduce excessive food consumption. 10% of the class thought that the easiest factor to modify would be to increase physical activity levels. And 80% of the class felt that the easiest to address would be to reduce excessive high-calorie sweetened beverage consumption. That is what your peers are thinking at this time in this class about how we could solve the problem of pediatric obesity. It's very interesting to see what the class thought. And again, it's important to understand that there was no correct answer to this survey. We're just simply seeing how your opinion fares against that of your peers in class. We are winding down the class, so you're looking at your final due dates at this point. Your group project, which is an obesity prevention and treatment program, is due on May 5th by 11:59 p.m. If you have questions or concerns about this project, please reach out to me so that we can schedule a Zoom meeting, schedule a phone call, or at the very least start an email thread so that I could answer any questions that you may have. Some of you have already reached out to me and others of you I haven't heard from. So I'd like to just make sure that everyone's on the right track with this project. So please reach out and let me know how you're doing. In addition to your group project, you have one additional paper that you will write that is due during final exam week. This is the final reflection paper. This paper will take you back to week 1. During our very first class survey, you answered a question and selected one of 3 objectives as your personal objective for this class. In your final reflection paper, you will address that objective and talk about what you learned as it pertains to that particular objective. When you write the paper, be sure to include what an evidence-based practice is and identify what role that plays in our education and counseling of people who are overweight or obese. Make sure that you refer to your understanding of the energy balance equation and the importance of all of the factors on the energy out side of the energy balance equation. Discuss health effects of obesity, discuss non-health effects of obesity, and identify and discuss at least 2 factors that define an obesogenic environment. Discuss finally how your perspective on obesity has evolved or developed during this semester as a result of taking this class. For those of you who would like that information that I just stated one more time, it's all typed out on this slide here. So if you'd like, you may pause this PowerPoint presentation so that you can see it in full, or you can download it from D2L. Thank you so much for your time.